Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted this morning to have Rafi Mar, who is the General Manager UK and Ireland for Singapore Airlines. It used to be said that British Airways was the world's favourite airline. I don't think that is true anymore. I think it's Singapore. It must be. Fantastic quality. Good morning, Rafi.
Morning, Graham. Happy to have a chat this morning with you. Thank you for the opportunity.
No problem. Rafi, I wonder if you could tell me a little bit about Singapore as they currently are, Singapore Airlines. I know you've had a few new alliances over the past 6 to 12 months, one with Qantas, I believe. Are there any others in the pipeline? How is that going?
Sorry, we don't have an alliance with Qantas right now, right? So we have a joint venture with Lufthansa Group, right?
Right.
We have a joint venture with Air New Zealand, right? And recently, we have announced strategic corporations, for example, strategic partnerships in the Southeast Asia hinterland with Thai Airways, with Vietnam Airlines, where we look at co-sharing with each other to tap the Southeast Asia hinterland. And in end May this year, we announced to enter a joint venture subject to regulatory approvals with Garuda, right, which is an Indonesian carrier. So we have because Southeast Asia and Australia, New Zealand are our biggest hinterland. So we have formed deep partnerships with like-minded carriers. So we have, just to recap, Thai Airways, Vietnam Airlines, we are doing a strategic partnership, and we are going into a joint venture arrangement subject to regulatory approval with Garuda.
That's marvellous, because that means anybody, any travel agents or any tour operators booking flights with you now has got an enormous range, an enormous route network with which to book almost anywhere, by the sounds of it, from the Middle East and going on, to the Far East. As far as the UK is concerned, you're almost in a dominant position, aren't you?
I think the word to use is that we develop partnerships with like-minded carriers. So for us, we are Asia-based carrier, right? As of April next year, we'll have over 400 services, weekly services to the whole of Asia, right? And about 130 services thereabouts to Australia, New Zealand, right? So we are based in Asia and our strength in Asia. So what we do is we develop partnerships with like-minded carriers to grow the footprint, right? So in addition, I just forgot to add, in addition to Garuda, Thai, and Vietnam, we just announced last week or so with Philippine Airlines. So our aim is to offer a seamless travel, co-sharing partnerships with all the airlines so that they go from point A to point B. Because Asia is a big booming market, right? If you look at ASEAN, the 10 countries, it's about 600 to 700 million. But if you include China and India, we are talking about over 2 billion population size now. So we are well situated to tap this growing market.
Well, this must be difficult to keep up with all these new alliances. I'm talking about a big market. One of the things that everybody that travels on long haul notices these days is that you get on an aircraft and it's pretty damn full in each class. I presume that's the case with Singapore, and so you must be doing pretty well. Is there any chance of an increase in frequency of flights? Are you thinking of that from London?
Okay, so we just reported our half-year results, right? Half-year results. So on a group perspective, we did about April to September 2023, we did about 88.8% load factor, right? A record load factor for us. You're right that there's a travel wanderlust. A lot of people are traveling right now following the pandemic. And we are slowly increasing capacity to tap this demand. So right now, we are now, as of 30th September, we are about 85% of pre-pandemic capacity. In December, we will scale up to reach 92% of pre-pandemic capacity. And next FY, from April 2024 onwards, we will aim to reach 100% or more of pre-pandemic capacity. So we are matching, we are increasing our services to match capacity. Now, out of the UK, we are right now 4 times a day out of Heathrow, right? 2 times A380 services, 471 seats each, and 2 times 777. And from Manchester, we have 5 weekly services to Singapore and 3 weekly services to Houston. Next year, April, we have announced that we will increase our Houston services from 3 times weekly to 5 times weekly. So we are increasing our capacity to match demand. Thank you.
Very good. Very good. I noticed you mentioned in your fleet and your aircraft there, 777s. 777s are quite old now in terms of aircraft, and the world is now focusing on airlines about sustainability, about how you might be able to have a lower carbon footprint. This week, Virgin Atlantic are going to be running a sustainable aviation fuel, on chip cooking oil. Across the Atlantic. I wonder what plans that Singapore have for sustainable aviation fuel.
Okay, so I think the biggest route to decarbonization is having a young fleet, right? Because sustainable aviation fuel, as you're well aware, supply is not there right now. I think all the airlines are engaging the various authorities to scale up capacity. So we have about 202 aircraft, which is 195 passenger aircraft and 7 freighters, right? And our average age of our fleet, one of the youngest in the world, it's about 7 years plus, just over 7 years, 7 years, 1 month, right? As of 30th September. So, and we have 96 aircraft in order, right? You have the 787s, you have the A350s, right? We also ordered the 777-900 or 777-X, right? And we have done this to operate a young fleet, burn less emissions. All these new aircraft are carbon composite. They are much more fuel efficient, burn less fuel. So that is the fastest way for us to reduce our carbon footprint. In addition, right, we have committed to meet the 5% SAF target by 2030, and this is something we announced 2 weeks ago. So we are making all efforts, and just to dial back, sometime last year we announced a pilot in Singapore. The Airport Authority, Singapore Airlines, and one of the fuel providers, I can't recall the name right now, where we successfully trialed from source to the aircraft, the fuel, SAF, how to import SAF from the browser to the aircraft and on board. So we have successfully trialed that. And in Singapore, we have one of the largest SAF fuel plants being built, Neste, right? So we are doing all possible efforts to have a sustainable growth, and we are committed to reduce our carbon footprint in line with all the other airlines. Thank you.
Very good. Finally, Rafi, one of the things that the brand credential of Singapore Airlines has always been their in-flight service, quality of in-flight service. Obviously, in the last 10 years, that would have been the standards of that would have come under pressure by Middle Eastern airlines. Do you think you've kept up with everybody and, in fact, improved your in-flight service?
Yes, I mean, we have our cabin crew, right, has the longest training worldwide, right, amongst all airlines. I think it's over I can't recall the number of weeks, right, but it's the highest in the industry. We go to great lengths to train our cabin crew, right, and you can see from the awards that we won, from Skytrax to Wanderlust to Business Traveler, right? It's not easy. It's not easy because travel expectations change, travel demands change, and we do what we can, right, to improve our service offering to our customers. So thanks to all the investments that we have in our training, right? So during the pandemic, right, when the whole shut down, we took great pains and efforts and resources to train all our staff from ground crew to cabin crew, right? And the effort shows, when the pandemic, when we came on the pandemic, we were first off the block in Asia, and we were able to tap the demand successfully. And our crew really responded to the changing demands and the changing expectations. And thanks to their good service, we're able to deliver them. And this is shown in the awards that we won. Thanks.
Excellent. Well, it sounds like an exciting time to be part of Singapore Airlines. So thank you very, very much for your time this morning. I do appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you soon.
Thanks, Graham. Really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.